What, Long Beach?
Yeah, all the way down, yeah. All right, take it easy. Hi, I'm Dr. Marcus Eriksen. I'm about to embark on a 52-mile journey down the entire Los Angeles River. I want to explore what this river means to 10 million people that live here. The river is drainage for the city. It's also a place where many animals live. It's also a recreational place for people to go biking and hiking and sit and watch some wildlife. I want to find out what this river means to so many people and what it means for the future of Los Angeles. This point is the official headwaters of the Los Angeles River. The Arroyo, Calabasas, and Bell Creek, they meet right at this point. It's 52 more miles to the city of Los Angeles, to the Pacific Ocean. Better get started. And it's going to keep us afloat. So the goal here is to clean up enough bottles so we can make 10 long torpedoes, and these will use plastic bag rope to tie them all together for our plastic bottle kayak that we're building. 3, 4, 5. Everything on this boat is recycled except for a few little minor nuts and bolts and a couple of these little twist ties. We're going to use plastic bag rope to hold it all together and plastic bottles beneath this, and then we're going to buy some duct tape to hold it all together just to make sure it stays together. That'll work. But it's pretty much about 99% recycled materials. This is the framework for the Cola Kayak. You might recognize a few things here. Here's a pair of crutches on the sides. This is a plastic crate for holding loaves of bread. We have these long torpedo-shaped stacks of bottles, about 10 bottles each. I'm gonna put 5 or 6 rows on the bottom, then 6 or 7 rows below that. And that should give me enough buoyancy to keep me afloat going down the entire river. First stop is the Sepulveda Basin. It's been a short trip from where the river begins at Canoga High School to where I am here. You can see the river looks very natural as it meanders through the basin towards the Sepulveda Dam. It looks natural, but if you look up in the trees, you'll see lots of plastic bags and other debris stuck in the branches. Lots of wildlife here also, lots of birds, lots of geese and ducks. Many birds use these spaces as migratory stops or areas to forage for food. This basin is like a giant bowl that was built by the Corps of Engineers to hold all the water from the occasional flash floods. They allow grass to grow there and the stream meanders. To pass through Sepulveda Dam, when it rains, it can be up to 20 feet deep right here. It's shallow. From downtown Los Angeles, the river is a concrete valley for the next 20 miles. It was designed that way. As the city became bigger and bigger, the Corps of Engineers created concrete walls and a concrete floor and smaller concrete streams and pipes to get the water off the land as quick as possible and out to the ocean so that smaller neighborhoods would not flood. Well, from here for the next 20 miles, there's not much else to see but gray walls and graffiti. You know, all this water, it starts somewhere. The runoff from city streets, treated sewage from millions of homes, the groundwater from the surface, and the infrequent rains, all that water comes down this point, and it carries lots of pollutants with it, like pet waste and drops of oil and heavy metals, and tons of plastics. Whoa! This is a famous site. In 1938, there was a huge flood on this spot. When the river rose, it broke the levees, wiped out more than 20 other bridges. Many people died. It was a horrible disaster. But since then, the Corps of Engineers built the concrete walls, concrete floor, as an effort to channel the river during high flood seasons. Here's a photo from that famous flood. This is the Figueroa Bridge. It's that bridge right there. And just beyond that is the Arroyo Seco Confluence. Behind me, this is the Arroyo Seco Confluence. It's where this small tributary, called the Arroyo Seco, drains the mountains like the San Gabriel Mountains and the city of Pasadena, and all that water is flowing and joining the LA River.
I like it because it's peaceful, sanctuary. It's neutral zone.
Is it?
Yeah,
is it peaceful?
Zone. It's the neutral zone.
At night, what was it like here?
Peaceful. You won't believe it. I don't sleep with no weapons, nothing. I just throw out my blankets on the rock and cover up with the blanket.
I'm okay.
You know?
There we go. Man. Look at that. You want this one? This is a carp. It's not native to California. Well, not to this river at least, but they thrive here in the deep parts of the LA River. Look at it. How old is this thing? That's like 5 pounds. I've invited Captain Charles Moore to meet us on the river to talk about the plastic plague that leaves our urban watershed. Captain Charles Moore, thank you for coming down the LA River. I want to ask you a couple questions about the river itself. I've gone down 52 miles here to Long Beach. Now you're a scientist that does work on some of the plastics coming down this river that I've seen a lot of. Tell me about what happens when it goes out to sea.
It makes its way out into the Central Pacific, where we found tons of it accumulating in the North Pacific gyre. And those currents tend to bring stuff into the center, sort of like a toilet bowl effect, grabbing stuff from the rim and bringing it into the center.
Well, how much plastic is out in the ocean at this point? Because I've seen a lot of it coming down the LA River. How much is out there now?
Well, what we calculated was the amount of trash in 3 days, 2 rainy days and 1 dry day coming down the LA and San Gabriel rivers together. They contributed 60 tons of trash, 2.3 billion individual pieces in those 3 days of sampling.
But what effect does it have on the animals that live there?
As it enters the environment, is broken into bits that resemble food. It can resemble virtually any food in the marine environment. The larger bits resemble food for the top predators, the smaller bits resemble food for the planktonic feeders.
I think people want to know what it has to do with them. Is there a human health issue associated with the runoff, the plastic coming down this urban watershed?
We've shown that immediately, virtually immediately, as soon as the plastic touches the oily streets of LA, it begins to absorb the pollutants that are associated with the smog in LA. All these pollutants that exist in LA that are causing epidemics of asthma, these particulates are absorbed into the plastic matrix. Whatever mimic of food that they appear to be and is being consumed, it's likely that those toxics that are on the plastic are in part being transmitted to that organism.
So based on what you have learned as a scientist, looking at all this plastic waste going down our watershed out to sea, what are maybe like 3 things you would tell an average person living here in this city what they can do to keep the LA River clean?
We've got to reduce our consumption, number 1. Number 2, we've got to take and reuse things, not just throw them away. We've got to find uses ourselves, buy things that we know we can reuse. Buy things that you have a use for, that have an afterlife with you. And then at the end of the day, anything that you can't reuse, you've got to recycle. Right now, our ocean is a plastic soup, and we're not going to change that until we stop putting plastic in. And we won't stop putting it in until we make some major changes here on land.